The Kite Festival. Years ago, the harassed mother would often say to her restless son, who needed to be kept busy during his holidays, "Why don't you go fly a kite?" And the little boy would happily pick up his kite and run out into the field. That, of course, was in the past, when the only kites available were made of kite paper and thin wooden frames. Kite flying has come a long way since then, with the invention of motorized and even fiberglass kites to compete with the old fashioned kites. Today, kite flyers can be found in different parts of the world, carrying different types of kites, waiting for the right winds. Probably led to the invention of kites. And it is likely that the box kites designed more than 100 years ago later inspired others to create power driven aeroplanes. In India, however, the tradition of kite flying has not changed, be it during the coming of spring, which is celebrated as Basant, or during the festival of Makar Sankranti. People of all ages go out into the open to try their luck with their kites. In towns and cities where open spaces are difficult to find, terraces and rooftops are often used for this traditional sport. In Gujarat, Makar Sankranti is Kite Flying Day, traditionally celebrated on January 13 or 14. It is a holiday when people meet outdoors to cut each other's kites. This day also coincides with the festival of Uttarayan, when the sun is set to begin its journey to the northern hemisphere. The people of Gujarat celebrates Uttarayan with a lot of enthusiasm, and all businesses comes to a grinding halt for a couple of days. It is also a celebration to mark the end of winter. The kite flying begins at dawn and continues without a pause throughout the day. People of all ages gather on terraces or rooftops. Friends, neighbors, even total strangers compete with one another, and cries of triumph rend the air when someone cuts the line of arrival. A wonderful variety of kites is seen, and the fussy buyer can choose what he wants. The more serious players prepare special lines for their kites. There is music in the air, and traditional delicacies are specially prepared for the day. Held on the same day, the bigger event, however, is the International Kite Festival at Ahmedabad, organized by the Gujarat State Tourism Corporation. It is held either at the Sardar Patel Stadium or the Police Stadium. This popular festival attracts international kite flyers who demonstrate their skills in flying exotic kites, and local champions as well. Little Indian paper kites compete with those from Japan, USA, UK, and other countries. Excited spectators watch in awe as marvelous shapes such as eagles and snakes soar into the skies. One of the highlights of this festival is the Patang or Kite Bazaar in the heart of Ahmedabad, which is open 24 hours a day for a whole week. A visit to the bazaar in the middle of the night is enough to prove that the entire city is obsessed with kites. People crowd the streets and buy their stocks, haggling through the night. Skilled craftsmen demonstrate age old kite making skills and how to prepare the special thread used for kite flying. Mixtures of glue and ground glass cover the lines, which are dried and rolled onto reels known as firkis. These lines are so sharp that carelessly used they can cut a finger. The excitement does not end with nightfall. Now it is time for illuminated box kites, often strung on one line, to be launched into the sky, called tukals. They add a grand beauty to the dark sky and compete with the brilliance of the stars. Harassed, troubled, stressed out. Come a long way, progressed, developed. How did the kites of the past differ from the modern ones? When is kite flying at its peak in India? How do they celebrate the kite flying festival in Gujarat? Coincides occurs at the same time. Rent, tear, fussy, very choosy, delicacies, fine, special food items. Why is the kite festival at Ahmedabad so special? Exotic, belonging to faraway lands. F. Wonder, amazement. What does a visit to the Patang Bazaar prove? Obsessed, totally occupied with one aspect. Haggling, bargaining. How is the special thread for kite flying prepared? Illuminated, lightened up. What are tukals?